Jordan Johnson here from Fleet Feet Sports Albany, and this is Coach Mark Mindel.
How you doing, Jordan?
I'm good. How are you? From Fleet Feet Sports Malta. Here to talk about the Stockade-athon today and ask him a couple questions, pick his brain, and get us excited for this upcoming Stockade-athon this year. All right. So I got a couple questions to ask. And first off is what's your relationship to the Stockade-athon?
Well, my relationship to Stockade-athon goes way back to 1976. I actually started it. I was working for the city parks of Schenectady, and Joe Notar, who was the commissioner of recreation, asked me and a guy named Chris Carroll, who ran for me at Gibbons, if we wouldn't mind starting a race to honor the bicentennial of the United States in 1976. So we put together a course that started and finished. It's like what the Grout cross-country course was now. It started and finished there. We ran down to Schenectady to the Stockade and back. It wound up to be about 9 miles, so we made it into a 15K. And I believe it's now one of the oldest 15Ks in the country.
That's unbelievable. You know, with that long list, you know, years and races over and over the past years, few things like what was your favorite, you know, competition to run against? Have you had, you know, any standouts in your mind over these years that you always kind of look back on and like, wow, this was some unbelievable competition that year?
Yeah, it was a small race at first, and I was lucky enough. I won 3 of the first 4. My best race was 1979. I ran 47:30. But there have been some really good runners. Barry Brown from Colony, your high school. Tom Dalton has won the race. We've had a lot of good male and female winners in the race, and it's pretty much a national race at this point.
Kind of those local legends kind of coming together and duking it out.
Exactly.
Just like all the time. That's great. And ideal race conditions. What would you like to expect on that day of the race?
You know, you never know. One year, like I said, it used to start and finish on the cross country course, and about the 2nd or 3rd year into it, we had about a foot of snow, and we had to get the city to plow the field. You ran cross country there, you know, yes. The cross country
Exactly.
So they plowed the field, but that was the last year we did it. Then we moved it out to the roads, and then when Vince Giuliano, who's been the race director for over 20 years now, he's moved it around. It used to start and finish in Central Park in Schenectady. Now this will be the 3rd year that it starts down by Proctor's across from MVP. It starts kind of in what used to be the middle of the course, and now you start at Proctor's, run down towards Scotia into the Stockade. You go up Knott and Grand Boulevard into Schenectady, into Central Park, and then back eventually off of Brandywine into Vale Park and Vale Cemetery, straight down Franklin, right to the finish at City Hall. So it's a good course. You get the hills out of the way now, first 5K about, and once you get to about 7.5 miles, you coast downhill. So weather conditions, you never know what to expect. It can be windy. If it's in the 40s or 50s, it's usually good weather to run. As long as it's dry.
Exactly, dry is
the key.
Exactly. And talking about courses, you know, what is any like your favorite course over the years, or you know, talking about switching around? What any course that you say, oh, that was
my favorite course, of course, is the one I built, the original one. I used to like it because it went up State Street, and then you had the Fear Avenue Hill. But I've gone with all the course changes Vince has made, and it's actually nice now. If you get to 7.5, you're oh man, I'm done. I just got to coast now.
As a spectator, you know, is it still spectator friendly to watch the race, or is it more kind of, you know, for the runner in a way? You know?
I think it's more for the runner. You have to know what you're doing if you want to watch the race. You could always see the start and finish down by Proctor's, and I suppose you could take a drive up State Street and probably get to Central Park, see halfway, and then come back to the finish.
Yeah. What about this year stands out more so than previous years in the past?
Well, this year is the 41st year. I'm not sure who Vince has lined up coming in, but I expect it's going to be each year. It seems to get the elite runners seem to get more and more and more. So there's usually a very competitive field. A couple years ago, kid from Niskayuna, Serafini, who just finished 2nd in the Hudson Mohawk Marathon in 2:17. He was 5th in the race. So you get a competitive field. In fact, that was the race where it was really interesting. 5 of them, about halfway through, they were on Dean Street about 5 miles, and he slipped. He was in the lead pack of 5 guys, and he slipped. So the guys actually waited for him. He caught back up with them. I thought that was a nice gesture.
Yeah, it's great.
And he, you know, he hung with them for a while, but they wound up kicking him at the end. But I think he'll be back to defend, you know, to be up there. Local boy makes good. Karen Bertasso's a good local runner. She runs for the Willow Street team. She'll be up there. Molly Turner should be up there. Should be a good field.
Should be a good field and a great year. It was great talking to you today, and it was a pleasure. We'll hope to see you on race day. All right.
Sounds good.